The legend enters the storm. What happens when Hollywood's most respected man walks into one of the darkest scandals of the decade? Denzel Washington, a name etched into the heart of cinema, has always stood for dignity, discipline, and direction. He's a man who's avoided the chaos of celebrity drama until now. But something happened behind those courtroom doors that rattled even him. Sources say he witnessed events so disturbing that even his calm exterior couldn't contain the reaction. He didn't show up to make headlines. He showed up because something didn't sit right with him. He's not just reacting to gossip, he's reacting to first-hand experiences inside a trial that feels more like a psychological horror than a legal battle. And the moment Denzel began to speak, Hollywood started to tremble. The day Denzel entered the courtroom. When Denzel showed up at Diddy's courtroom hearing, it wasn't a casual visit, it was a message. He walked in quietly, without media attention, but those who noticed him knew it was significant. Why would a man like Denzel attend a court session surrounded by rumors of cult-like rituals and elite manipulation? He didn't come out of curiosity, he came because he had to. Witnesses described him sitting at the back, eyes focused like a hawk. No distractions, no smiles. His presence sent a chill through the air, as though something powerful had entered the room. It was as though he anticipated what was about to unfold. And as he sat motionless, courtroom observers whispered, wondering what Denzel had come to see or expose the strange atmosphere inside the hearing. The courtroom that day wasn't just heavy, it was haunted. Even seasoned journalists described the air as electric and chilling, with an unsettling calm just before witness testimonies began. People reported strange murmurs in the hallways and an eerie silence when certain names were mentioned. And in the middle of it all sat Denzel, absorbing every word like he was hearing a script from a nightmare. Security personnel were unusually strict, and several courtroom observers mentioned feeling physically ill during parts of the hearing. The walls themselves seemed to echo with secrets never meant to be told. Something more than legal proceedings was unfolding. It felt ritualistic. And in that silence, Denzel appeared to understand more than anyone else in the room, the moment that changed everything. The courtroom froze when a former staff member revealed the shocking details of Diddy's private gatherings. The witness described masked rituals, secret invitations, and a hierarchy that controlled entry into these events. Their testimony painted a picture, not of a party, but of something closer to a hidden society. That was the moment Denzel reportedly leaned forward, eyes wide, absorbing every horrific word. He wasn't just listening, he was reacting, visibly disturbed, like someone who finally saw what he feared was true. The witness paused at times, clearly shaken by the memories. The room grew tense. The judge paused for water. Even the court reporter, usually unfazed, looked uneasy as she typed the horrifying details. Hollywood's silent code is shattered. In Hollywood, silence is the most valuable currency, but Denzel just cashed it in. He's long been respected for staying out of drama. He never points fingers. He never rides waves of scandal. But in the aftermath of the courtroom session, he began to speak carefully behind the scenes. Sources close to him say he said, "There's a sickness we've ignored too long in this business." And suddenly the industry wasn't so sure of its rules anymore. His words weren't loud, but they were honest, and they cut deep. The code of silence that once bound stars together seemed to crack. And Denzel, once neutral, now seemed determined to pull the curtain back. Denzel's private words leaked to the public. What Denzel said in private started spreading like wildfire across elite circles. He didn't sit for a press conference. He didn't post online, but he didn't need to. His words were powerful enough to echo without a stage. According to an agent insider, Denzel called the courtroom atmosphere spiritually broken and described a sense of evil hiding in plain sight. He reportedly said, "This isn't just about Diddy. It's about what we've allowed power to become." Those words quickly reached the ears of producers, directors, and even major studios. He wasn't accusing, he was reflecting. Some were inspired, some were terrified. But all knew Denzel's observations were not based on rumors. They were based on something he saw himself. Was Denzel targeted to stay silent? Not everyone welcomed Denzel's awakening. Some saw it as a threat. Shortly after his courtroom visit, unusual things started happening. His publicist received strange calls. Certain brands quietly dropped future collaborations. It was as if someone was trying to make sure Denzel remembered his place. Even entertainment reporters began speculating that Denzel had been warned. But if you know Denzel Washington, you know fear doesn't sit well with him. If anything, it only fuels his mission. Whispers of backroom threats began surfacing, suggesting powerful people were afraid of what he might say next. But the man who played Malcolm X won't back down that easily. The public starts connecting the dots. The internet doesn't forget, and fans began piecing together an eerie puzzle. Clips from past interviews re-emerged where Denzel warned about spiritual warfare in the industry. In one moment he said, "Don't be fooled by the lights. They hide shadows." Suddenly, those words made chilling sense in context of what he saw in court. Fans began pointing out symbolic parallels between past Diddy events and alleged ritualistic behavior. Online forums were filled with side-by-side comparisons, theories, and decoded images. Subreddits filled with timelines. YouTubers dissected old footage. And at the center of it all, Denzel remained silent. But now his silence said more than words ever could. The industry reacts, and it's divided. The industry couldn't stay neutral anymore. Denzel forced a reaction. Some top-level insiders praised him for his courage, calling him the conscience of Hollywood. Others were more sinister, suggesting Denzel was getting too old to understand how things work now. But the public's response was overwhelming. Denzel's the only one we trust. People began demanding more transparency. Petition sites filled up, and whispers grew louder that more celebrities might follow his lead. All it took was one respected man to flinch, and the dominoes started shaking. And as the balance shifted, the industry began to fear its own shadows. Denzel's rare public interview sends shockwaves. When Denzel finally spoke in public, every word felt like a veiled warning. During a calm sit-down interview, he was asked about Hollywood's future. His answer? The soul of any system lies in what it tolerates. And we've tolerated a lot. He didn't name names, but he didn't have to. His tone said it all. The interviewer went quiet. The audience leaned forward. Within hours, social media exploded with interpretations. Was he referring to Diddy? Or something even bigger? To many, it was a final confirmation that Denzel had seen something too dark to forget. And now he was choosing wisdom over silence. What happens now? A turning point in celebrity culture. The silence is broken, but will the truth follow? Denzel Washington's quiet strength has now become a force of disruption. He didn't scream, he didn't accuse, he simply let his presence, his words, and his experience speak for themselves. And the industry heard every bit of it, even the parts they pretended not to. More insiders are reportedly preparing to come forward. New investigations are rumored. And for once, the phrase, "no one is untouchable," feels real, even in Hollywood. Denzel's truth might just be the beginning of a tidal wave the industry can't stop. Because once you've seen the truth, pretending becomes impossible. Especially when the man telling it has nothing to gain and everything to protect. The quiet storm. Denzel Washington doesn't chase fame, he commands respect. He's never been a puppet of the system. He's always walked with purpose, even when the road was dangerous. Now, after witnessing the chaos of Diddy's courtroom, he's emerged not as a victim, not as a hero, but as a warning. A warning that power without accountability is deadly. And in a town where everyone pretends not to see, Denzel saw everything. And most importantly, he chose not to look away. The question now is, will the rest of the world dare to follow his lead? Thanks for watching. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you never miss our latest uploads.